Yo, gather round, let's set the stage. Teaching trade terms in a brand new way. MACD, Fibonacci, prime oscillator. Stacking up profits, call me the educator. First up, MACD, you know the vibe. Two moving averages, you're riding the tide. Instagram bars, red and green. Cross above zero, bullish scene. Blue line, cross up, signal, go. Momentum shifts, watch money flow. Divergence spotted, trend might switch. MACD, the truth never glitch. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight. Up, prime oscillator pro, that's my god. Smooth RSI, volume inside. Money flow included, moves are clear. Strength of the trend, no room for fear. Above 50 zone, strength's legit. Below 50 caution, that's a tip. Overbought signals, time to chill. Oversold signals, by the thrill. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight. Fibonacci retracement, that's precise. Golden ratio, so nice. Pullbacks mark, watch for support. Extensions target, profits court. Trend lines drawn, connecting dots. Support and resistance, key level spots. Horizontal zones where price might stall. Order block stacking, gotta catch them all. Combine these tools, synergy in play. Stack confirmations, trade that way. Risk manage tight, patience key. Profits grow steady, yeah, that's me. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight. Now you learn the terms, style explained. Market mastered, profits gained. Trading's art, pitch the paint. Level up now, no complaint.
Step 1, wake up early, go ride the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Today, I've got a few headlines. One of them is going to be about SpaceX and a deal that they made with the government. They're looking to make the Golden Dome here in America using some satellites. And we've got another headline building on top of what we've been seeing from the rare earth minerals. Looks like my mic's messing up. Hold on. Was going off of my camera instead of my normal mic, so got that fixed. There we go. That should be better for you. But yeah, it was going off of the camera. I noticed it when it was a little bit lower than normal. So hopefully that sounds a whole lot better there. But let's get on over to that stock heat map, because you know I got it pulled up in the background so we can get you prepped for some success today. All right, we are seeing a little bit of movements in the pre-market this morning, a little bit of upside, a little bit of downside, and we've got Apple up 0.3%, still the same, I think. Let's see. Let's see what's going on, because that should have fixed it, but y'all let me know if that sounded better. Nope. All right. And now, there we go. Well, that was why they have my microphone turned all the way down there. Is that better? Let me know. Hopefully that one is better. I changed some of the settings there. So let's see if that works for you. Still looks a little low. Don't know what's going on with my computer this morning. It is going to make me a little bit frustrated. If it would load. Let's see. All right, that should have fixed it. Hopefully that fixed it. Let me know if that is all better. Because if it's not, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I don't like the computer is just kind of messing with things. We can hear you, but it's quiet. Let's see. Maybe that'll fix it. No, I don't know what is going on with this morning, but we can muddle through. We are seeing a little bit of upside in the pre-market this morning. We've got Apple up 0.3%. We've got Nvidia up 1.78%. We got Berkshire Hathaway up 1.42. We got Amazon up 0.47. We've got Eli Lilly up 0.41. We've got ExxonMobil up 0.15. We've got Tesla up 0.46. We've got P&G down 0.23. We've got Microsoft sitting up 0.23. We've got Google up 0.77. And we've got Meta sitting up 1.31% this morning. For the crypto side of things, we're looking extremely red this morning. We did see a little bit of some bouncing action here on the hourly, but we still got a lot of levels to get back above because we've got some resistance directly above us. We've got Bitcoin down 2.7%, Ethereum down 4.4%, we've got XRP down 5.1%, we've got Solana down 6%, or BNB down 6%, we've got Solana down 5.6%, we've got Tron sitting down 0.7%, but taking a spot in the market cap from Doge, while Doge is sitting down 6.4%. We've got Cardano down 5.8%. We've got Chainlink down 8%. We've got Hyperliquid down 2.8%. Bitcoin Cash down 1.7%. Stellar Lumens down 5%. Leo token holding quite steady in its market cap position as it reclaimed several positions last week. It is sitting down 0.2%. We've got Shui down 7.6%. We've got HBAR down 7.3%. We've got Avalanche down 6.5%. And Litecoin sitting down 8.7%. For those fear and greed meters, we are back to neutral on the stock side of things, sitting at 47. Definitely have a little bit more room to come towards the upside. We do need to reclaim some key levels that we had tapped on last week on some major stocks, but I do think we might get some of that this week. We do have the crypto side of things up 5 points, sitting in fear still, but very, very close to neutral. So that also is a little bit worrisome as we're getting levels towards the downside. We're getting back to that neutral range. It does lead you to that ability to have a little more downside, especially since people are a little bit neutral on the downside action. So we've got quite a bit of liquidity directly below us here on this 2-week. We'll go from the 2-week and then zoom it on in here. Quite a bit of liquidity I've got my eye on. It starts directly below us at 106, 100 and ranges all the way down to 105, 400. So keep your eye on that bottom side zone. We've got quite a bit of liquidity to the top side as well. This 1 week's got quite a bit of liquidity at 111,600 and all the way up to 112,400. So a nice little hot zone directly towards the upside. We will have to reclaim some key levels that we talked about before first, before we can start sweeping some of that top side liquidity. In our current range here on the 48-hour, we've got plenty of liquidity directly below us. would like to clear some of that out like we talked about on that higher term time frame. And then we've got a nice little hot spot directly towards the upside, sitting all the way up at $112,000. So keep your eye on that. If we do clear out some of that short term, that higher term time frame that is directly below us, we can definitely start clearing out the top side that's directly above us. Let's get over to that Bitcoin chart, say good morning to the people, see what we got going on in the chat. Let's see, we had Ada Ace first in the chat this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. We got JR in here as well. Let's see who else. We got Jesse Galuck in here. Good morning, sir. Hope you're having a great day. I got that poll in the chat. Are we gonna pump or are we gonna dump? So you let me know what you're thinking. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got Donato Cabrera. Good morning. Talking about the liquidity in the chat before the show started. You know, there's quite a bit of liquidity, like I just showed you. We definitely have that ability to pump, but I think we need to clear out the liquidity that we're sitting directly on top of. We do have a little resistance area that we're going to talk about in just a second here. We've got Crypto Bedell in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hopefully the mic's a little bit better. Went through all of that. And we got Silver Days XRP in the house. Good morning. Bro, JR, I just got out of my short at the right time last night. Yep, and then we saw a little bit of pump action, and we might see a little bit more dump action. Asia dumped it extremely hard, and this daily's looking a little bit worrisome now. We are sitting below a level we talked about last week. That was 108,200. Let's get this zoomed in a little bit better there. 108,200 was an area we had talked about. We made a massive fair value gap on the way to the downside here on the shorter term time frame. We'll kind of have to see if we get a daily fair value gap there as well. But you've got these oscillators looking a little concerning as your MACD line is breaking below our indicator line here. We're starting to print some red candles on the histogram. You do have your prime oscillator sitting in the green here, but we're getting some curvature back towards the downside. Your money flows in the red. Your volume's a little bit weak here on the daily. So definitely just waiting to see if we're going to come down and grab this liquidity that's down here at that 106,100 level we've got marked out. And then we could see a little upside action. We definitely have some levels below that to kind of keep your eye on. If we are going to sweep below these lows, grab up any liquidity that might be underneath that, you've got your eye on 102,400. So we'll kind of have to see if we drop below some of these levels. We've been trying to hold us some support here when we grab that liquidity, or if we at least maintain that 106,100 and then try to continue with the upside there. We are in a little bit of an iffy area here on the daily, so keep your eye on some of that shorter time frame action. We have been ranging a little bit sideways this morning, so looking for a little bit of some cool offs there. We've got this 4-hour also looking like it could continue with a little downside action here, but you're starting to see some bottoming indicators. So definitely do have that ability to sweep that bottom side liquidity as that prime oscillator still pointing towards the downside. MACD's breaking below that indicator line and running a little bit sideways as it does it. We do have that True 7 clipping out as well, but we're really waiting to see if we sweep this liquidity first, as we had talked about. That would really give you that bottoming indicator here on that oscillator. That would give you that stronger ability to pump. Your money flows pretty red here on the 4-hour as well, and looks like it's getting that next little curvature down to the downside. So hourly also seeing a little bit of some bottoming indicators, but we've got some strong sell-off on this money flow that we will need to contend with first. That's why I talked about some of those levels directly above us. We do have that fair value gap that was pulled from the 4 hour here, and as you can see, it's looking like the resistance for this morning. We've failed to get up to it a few times now. You saw Asia get 2 pushes up towards that fair value gap and then reject off of it during that London session. We're really struggling with the top side of that London session right now, seeing a little bit of sell-off all over again, but we are seeing those bottoming indicators. We will need to start getting above this 108,200 level to really start seeing price move with some strength there. Looking like that is going to be resistance for now, as it is the bottom side of that fair value gap, and this is a strong resistance now that was support before. So keep your eye on that level. If we do get a little bit of continued upside action, that's an area to kind of look for some rejections to the downside, unless you can see this money flow really starting to switch up here, because it has been in the red quite heavily here, and we've got a lot of sell pressure to get above here. You are seeing that reversal signal, but you're not really seeing that prime oscillator switch from red to green. You do see your MACD getting a little bit of curvature here, but like I said, we've got that resistance directly above us to kind of contend with first. 15-minute in the morning, been ranging a little bit sideways here, directly below that fair value gap. You are looking a little bit toppy here on the 15-minute as you get that sideways action. You've got that nice little bullish divergence that kind of gave us this nice little move towards the upside, but you're starting to see that range a little sideways here as you approach that top side area we talked about as resistance, that 108,000. And you're seeing that money flow really stay in the red on the short-term time frame as well. So a lot of resistance directly above us, and we are starting to lose a little bit of momentum as we get those stronger pushes towards the upside. So we'll kind of have to wait to see if New York can give us that liquidity we need to start pushing into that fair value gap. So for now, we are looking at that to be resistance. We could get some continued cool off with some ranging in this area. We did get that nice little sweep below to try to clear out local liquidity, and that's why we get that push towards the upside, but we're not able to sweep the highs here at all. So definitely a lot of resistance directly above us that we'll have to contend with in that New York session. Let's get on over to our news articles for the day, because we had a few of those to kind of go over. Nothing too crazy though. We did see this. I was looking at this stock this weekend after I saw this news article here. We've got a rare earth deal set to extend this coal stock's 200% rally. Coal stock Ramaco Resources galloped higher before Friday's stock market after the company announced it had signed a research and development agreement with the Department of Energy to accelerate the discovery, mining process, and creation of rare earths and critical minerals. So, taking a little step outside of that energy sector. The rare earth game is going to be extremely important, as China has that 90% stranglehold on the entire world when it comes to rare earth minerals. Any electronic device that you use, those rare earth minerals that are used inside of it are processed in China. Same thing for pharmaceuticals. Any of those minerals that are used in pharmaceuticals, processed in China. A massive stranglehold on the entire world, and we're looking at getting a little bit of some strength here in our own rare earth minerals, and that's why we've been leaning on companies that already do mining to kind of step into some new sectors. We've also been making deals around the world, so going to be keeping my eye on this one. It is METC. looking to step into the rare earths mineral game. They already do a lot of mining, so it'll be a very easy transition to go from mining coal to mining other minerals, especially since you're already at the depths where a lot of these minerals are going to reside. So definitely a little bit of a leg up on some of these other companies here. We got All Set in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. And then we've got this one, the big one that I really wanted to go over this morning. SpaceX wins a $2 billion contract for the Golden Dome. And, we've heard about Israel and their whole Iron Dome. Well, this is taking the dome defense a step further here. So SpaceX secured a $2 billion government contract for satellites meant to track incoming missiles and planes as part of Donald Trump's desire to build a national U.S. air defense system, according to the Wall Street Journal. The project, dubbed the Golden Dome, emulates Israel's Iron Dome initiative that intercepts enemy rockets in midair before they reach their targets on the ground. Initial plans for the Golden Dome include a system of 600 satellites, the Wall Street Journal reported. The omnibus spending bill passed in July, including funding for the project, however, which the company had received. The contract was not public knowledge. SpaceX already works with several government agencies, including NASA, the Department of Defense, and the Federal Aviation Administration. On Friday, the government announced another contract with a separate space exploration company, Intuitive Machines. LUNR. Another one to kind of keep your eye on this one because you can't really invest in SpaceX specifically. The Houston, Texas-based firm, which specializes in lunar vehicles, received an $8 million contract extension from the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory to continue its work on applications of nuclear power in space. Intuitive Machines stock rose 4.9% on the news. So this one with the Golden Dome has several other companies that will be working with it, along with those. That's going to be Palantir for a big part of that. Freaking lasers on the moon. Yeah, yeah. We might actually end up having something like that, though. That's the kind of funny part about this. We've got Palantir that is going to be a part of this. Northrop Grumman. We've got Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, all in my defense sector. We will take a look at a few of those stocks here in a second. But if you want to invest in kind of that sector, these are a few of those other companies to kind of get on board with that. You've also got Tesla, not necessarily SpaceX itself, since that is not a publicly traded company. So let's get on over to some of those that we had. Oh, look at that, look at that. We just talked about that resistance area. Got that wick up to 108,200 and then dropped back down. So like we said, a lot of resistance directly above us this morning here. We've got plenty of stocks to take a look at this morning. Let's get on over to my defense sector. I've got a whole defense sector list that I dropped in the Discord as well. If you haven't seen that, probably should look at that. That is in our TradFi section here. But a few of those companies that we were talking about, Northrop Grumman, I know it's here somewhere. We also had a few other companies on that list. Let's take a look at that back at the bottom. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and RTX or Raytheon. So we had that list there. Raytheon, I know, here it is. We got Raytheon making those strong continued moves towards the upside. Been in a massive uptrend here. We do have a bit of a CME gap to kind of keep your eye on. So might be a little bit of a buying level in our local range. not really looking like it's going to break trend anytime soon here. You know, defense spending, massive part of the US government. We've got a lot of money that we put into that one. So RTX, one of those companies that you can dive into on that one. Northrop Grumman. We've got NOC right here, which is another one of those companies to kind of get in on the Golden Dome. So definitely looking like it's got that strong move towards the upside off of some of that news. It is seeing a little bit of some sell off here, but nice little bottoming action on the daily. As you can see, you zoom this on out. Just a massive uptrend, not like a parabolic move, but a steady continued move towards the upside here. So we've got plenty of support to kind of keep your eye on. Let's get that marked out here. Might get that move down to that area, 556. Nice little area to potentially jump in at. That was resistance before. We've got a giant CME gap to kind of contend with as well in this area. If we don't hold 556, we've got this little CME gap to kind of keep your eye on. So let's get that drawn on out there. Coming in at 537 to 518. So if we don't hold that 556 area, that is that area I'd kind of keep my eye on. It would also give us some nice continued cool off on the higher term time frame. Weekly is looking a little bottomed here, but that daily was looking a little bottomed, but this weekly does have that indicator that you could see a little more sell-off here. Pre-market opening up pretty much exactly where we closed, so that's another one to kind of keep your eye on there. Do we have any stock requests or some alt requests to take a look at? Because I've got one more thing to kind of take a look at today. That was METC. That we just talked about there. That was Ramaco Resources. It is seeing that open this morning be pretty close to its close on Friday, but we definitely do have some levels below us to kind of keep our eye on for a potential entry here. So we've got our first little area coming in. Screw that magnet, it's so annoying. We've got our highs from back here, being that area to kind of keep your eye on, $22.66. We've got that nice little strong move out of our range. Definitely looking like we could come back down and retest on that. We do have that fib retracement level that we need to, I don't know why when I chart on my tablet, it doesn't come all the way over here on my computer. So we do have that area directly below us right now, which is that golden pocket, which we tried to hold. We are seeing plenty of resistance on that 50% line. So definitely could see us come all the way back down to that 2266. I bet you that's in line with the 0.66 there on our fibs. And we've got that platinum pocket to kind of keep our eye on as well. That is all the way down at $17.44. So keep your eye on that area. If we can't hold our golden pocket to the golden pocket range at $26 to that $22.66 range, might be an area to potentially do some buying, as rare earths are going to be an extremely big, important part of our economy. We're dumping a whole bunch of money on that on the federal government level. $8 billion deal with Japan throwing in a lot of money because they're also highly dependent on the rare earths coming out of China. We've got ZBEC requested here. We can take a look at that. We've got Ada Ace asking for some Igon. We can take a look at that one as well. AIG. Let's see, Virtuals, Soul, and you asked for Igon as well. Soul and Link. Since I already have Link pulled on up, we can take a look at that one first and then get through those other alt requests there. Uh, I'm down with tax bucks to make a Death Star, just saying. Hey, honestly, it's not a terrible idea, especially if you want security, you know? If we just turned the moon into something that could completely annihilate missiles and stuff like that, you could really have some protection for the United States. But I'm also highly, highly concerned about what ramifications that could have across the globe. You know, definitely wouldn't be big fans of these countries that already don't like us because of our defense spending. So we've got an area that we're potentially looking for some bouncing action at on Link. That was $16.38. We were unable to hold that. We are seeing quite a bit of sell-off here on Link. Not too unexpected. You know, alts are extremely battered down. We've been seeing Bitcoin dominance really retain its strength here. Any money that's moving out of Bitcoin has not been moving into these alts. It has been moving into our stable coins. So you've got your MACD here on the daily, getting some continued rollover here. $16.13 is a long way from $42. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that target there. Hey, 42 is a lot better than 400 something, so that was still a crazy target. So we'll kind of have to see if Link continues with this sell off here. We've got our golden pocket to kind of look for first. That's coming in at $15.02. So that's a nice little area to potentially look for a little bouncing action at if we do continue this sell off. We are in a very harsh downtrend here. As you can see, that was our lower lows there, and then we dropped very harshly, continuing with those lower lows. We haven't been able to really make any higher highs in this point. We do have these very equal lows to kind of see a sweep, and that's why I'd look for that golden pocket first. We do have a little bit of some bottoming action here on the shorter term time frame, the same way that we were looking for on Bitcoin. But you do have this area that is now some resistance directly above us. We are seeing that nice little curvature back towards the upside on that prime oscillator. Some oversold signals and a reversal signal have flashed. We're really just waiting to see if we can get back into our sideways zone there, $16.38. If we can get above that, you've got a lot of room to run towards the upside there. First little area I'd kind of keep my eye on would be $16.95. That is that area that we were holding from back here. We got a lot of bounces off of that area. It was resistance as well. So a little area directly above us to kind of look for some resistance at if we get above $16.38. If we do see that come in as some resistance with the way our money flow is looking, you could definitely have that harsher rollover and come on down to about $15.02 there. If you got faith in Link, which I do not, that might be an area to potentially look at doing a little bit of some buying. But if you end up losing all of that and you want to candlestick some of what we wicked from way back here, you've got a few levels to kind of keep your eye on. You've got an area down here at $14.12 being that first area below our golden pocket to kind of keep your eye on. Screw that magnet. It is so annoying. I guess $14.08 would be that first area below the golden pocket to kind of keep your eye on. And below that, we've got a few other levels as well coming in where we've got all of this bouncing action. $12.83 would be that next level towards the downside if we don't hold any of that there. So few levels towards the downside on Link if we do continue with some of this sell off here. All right, that was Link first on request since I'd already had it pulled up. Let's get to Solana since it's also right here and easily pulled on up. We are trying to maintain some of our lows from back here. We've got our nice stronger support directly below us at 172.81. So definitely looking like we are trying to hold some of those lows. We got those area directly above us, 176.89 as our resistance area for now. As you can see, it was support way back here on the higher term time frame. Let's get that zoomed on out. Take a look at this daily chart to kind of see what's going on there. So we've got a lot of resistance directly above us. Lord, please watch my $40 Sassy Academy. Oh goodness. You must be on that Joe level, you know. Hey, you know, I've been talking about Bitcoin for a long time. Bitcoin's pretty much the only thing I mess with besides stocks, and those stocks have been on an absolute tear. And besides some dinosaur coins, crypto's been floundering extremely hard. So you've got Solana seeing a little bit of some worrisome signs here on the daily, as we do see that resistance level coming in directly above us. We've got your MACD breaking below our indicator line, starting to print our first red candle on the histogram here after our very strong rejection from that 382. So seeing that money flow really starting to accelerate on that sell off. But our nice thing to kind of keep our eye on here on the daily time frame is how low our volume is. So as you continue to see this sell off, a lot of that is just because buyers are not in the market right this second. So where might buyers start to step in? We do have that 172.98 to kind of keep our eye on first. We've got an area directly below that at 168.43 as well. So that's an area where you might start seeing some volume start stepping back in on that higher term time frame there. For now, we are seeing if we can hold that 172 where we've seen several bounces at before. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at our hourly here. This hourly was seeing a little bit of some upside movement. We've got a little bit of some areas on the shorter term time frame to keep your eye on. That's coming at 170, 178, almost 179 there. We'll get that as a shorter term time frame horizontal so you can see what we'd be looking at. That is that area from back here where we got our very equal candle bodies. It is where we rejected off of after we tried to hold that 176 range. We are getting a little bit of some upside action right now. Really waiting to see if we can contend with this money flow though. Look at this hourly money flow, extremely in the red. We are getting a little bit of some upside action on that prime oscillator, but as we've been seeing all of this sell off, our volume has slowed down quite a bit. Really been slowing down on that hourly as well. So big slow up on a lot of our volume on the higher term time frame, hourly volume as well. We'll have to see if we can get above our resistance area at that almost 177 there to see if we can get back up to that 178.91. We do have that 15-minute and the morning looking just a little bit iffy here. We've got that heavy sell-off on that money flow, but we've got a little bit of some bullishness to kind of keep your eye on as we've been switching that prime oscillator from red to green. We've got several bullish divergences stacked up here. We've got a peak seeker indicator here on the bottom, so we might be at a bottoming level here on the shorter term time frame, and we'll have to see if we can get above our local resistance, which we're doing battle with right now, to see if we can get that continuation move towards the upside and 178.91. If we can get above that as well, next level I would keep my eye on is 181.35. So you got those levels towards the downside to kind of keep your eye on. We want to hold 172.98. If we don't hold that area, coming back down a little bit further and looking at 168 might be the move to watch for. All right, that was Solana. We had ZBEC, Virtuals, and Igon to take a look at. So let's get through those pretty quickly. We had ZBEC first on that list. So ZBEC, and Let's see here what's going on. Oh, dang. Saw that area that we were looking for come in as a resistance area. We are trying to hold our one. Let's get it zoomed out. Really see what that level is. Daily time frame 1618 coming as some support here. So definitely a nice little area to kind of keep your eye on. If we do lose that, we've got a few levels directly below us to kind of contend with. First one coming in at about 0032. We'll get that horizontal drawn out for you. We've got our very equal bounces from back there on that. We faltered just a little bit short of it when we got that move towards the downside there. We also blasted through it on that one. So definitely looking like for now, we're trying to hold that 1618 as we saw all of those support areas we were potentially watching for get lost. We wicked a lot of that. What gets wicked often gets candlesticked here, so we are potentially looking to hold that 1618, but you've got that curvature back towards the downside here on our MACD and our prime oscillator as well. It is sitting heavily in the red, but it has clipped on out now, so we are seeing if we can get some money flow coming on in on the shorter term time frame. You've got that hourly bouncing directly on our 1618 here, and we'll kind of have to see if we can get above some of our short-term time frame levels first. So let's get this horizontal moved over here, see if we can get some action above that level first, as all of these levels don't really matter right now, and since we're directly below what we were looking for some support here. So we do have 00341 being that first area to kind of potentially watch for in this bouncing to be our resistance level here on the shorter term time frame. Just like everything else we've looked at, that hourly is looking a little bit nice for some continuation towards the upside if you can see our money flow kind of switch up here. So that's that big problem for our morning on this hourly. We've got that money flow to really contend with on all of these hourly charts. We're getting nice curvature here on both the MACD and prime oscillator, but that shorter term time frame is our real battle here. As we do get these moves towards the upside, we're seeing that prime oscillator really start to overheat. This did switch from red to green here, so is looking a little bit nice if you can get your money flow. So that's that big if on the morning. We've got heavy sell pressure ahead of us directly that we will need to contend with here on the shorter term time frame. A lot of these assets are looking exactly the same. Heavy sell pressure above us, directly below some resistance, and we are seeing quite a bit of worrisome signs on the higher term time frame that the shorter term time frame has not been able to overwhelm. So keep your eye on that 00341 area on ZBEC to see if that continues as some resistance, and then get that continuation move below that 1618 there. So we had Igon requested as well. We got Trade Intuition and Crypto Princess in the house this morning. Good morning to both of you. Hope you're having a great day. We had Chris Wrights coming on in as well. I saw Melissa in the chat. Good morning to you. And we got Jay Violet in here as well. Good morning to all of you. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see, we got Igon requested. Let's take a look at that one. What were we looking for on that? Look at that. Actually getting some moves towards the upside like we had potentially talked about. We had our first area that we wanted to get above here, being that 10796. We got above that, continued above our 1145. That was that secondary area we were potentially looking for. We did talk about that potential area of resistance coming in at our 236 here on our fib levels, and we're really waiting to see if we can continue to maintain our strength here. Let's get this zoomed on out. Take a look at that higher term time frame here and see what's going on. As we got those moves above our resistance areas, we are waiting to see if we can continue our strength here. We've got our daily looking just a little bit toppy here as you're getting at a curvature back towards the upside. You're starting to see that sideways momentum stepping on in. You could potentially see our first reversal signal starting to flash here as well on the daily, as we saw that resistance coming in at that 236 there. That was that 12 cent, almost 13 cent price point we were talking about. And we're really waiting to see on the shorter term time frame if we can get that cool off and continuation here. We've got things looking a little bit better here on IGON than they are looking on some of the other projects we've been looking at. As you can see, we are above what was resistance instead of below what was resistance. And we've got a resistance area in our local time frame to kind of keep our eye on. That is 12312. So that'll be that first area on the shorter term time frame to kind of keep your eye on. Let's make that thinner because it is a short term time frame area. So we will keep our eye on that. We are pushing directly up towards it. That is going to be our short-term time frame resistance. If we can get above that, we've got that 12.5 cent price point to kind of keep your eye on. That could be that resistance area that pushes us back down to this if we can get above it and then see that continuation. This is looking just a little more bullish as your MACD is above our 0 line. We are printing those light red candles here on the histogram instead of heavy red candles as we get that curvature back up. Prime oscillators extremely cooled off here after that rejection off of our resistance, and we're really trying to get back up to it here. So 15-minute in the morning is looking like you can see a little continuation towards the upside here if you can get above our local resistance first. So prime oscillator getting that curvature back up after some heavy oversold signals here. MACD getting that curvature back towards the upside as well, and you're starting to print your first green candle here on the histogram. Might see that get a little rejection off of it and continue with some consolidation here first before we get that move up and try to blast off there. So we do have those levels directly below us as well to kind of keep your eye on 11466 and that 10 cent price point as well. So don't have time to take a look at virtuals this morning, but got to get ready to head out the door for work. So I will try to take a look at that and drop that chart in the Discord for you, and we will see what's going on for the rest of the day. We do have plenty of resistance directly above us on a lot of these charts that we will have to contend with, so keep your eye on that. Watch that short-term time frame money flow, as we do have heavy selling pressure on those higher term time frames. We will need to get above resistance and start to see some volume coming back in this morning. That is some buying volume and not some continued selling volume as we hit those resistance areas. So thank you for everyone tuning on in today. We will talk about some big things tomorrow. I didn't want to really go over anything too heavy as it's Monday, and we don't want to overload everyone on Mondays because some of us feel like Garfield at the beginning of the week. But make sure to tune into the rest of the shows here on the Piper Academy. We've got 2 other shows that we do daily. We've got that morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the best place to be if you want the breakdown of our macro data, kind of see what's going on, not just here in the US, but all over the world. We've also got Trading with OC at 8 p.m. every single day. That is the place to be if you love to trade and you like to have fun and you also like tinfoil hat theories. So thanks to everyone for tuning on in today. I will see y'all in the chats the rest of the day, but make sure to wake up because today's going to be a good day.
Wake up, let's run it. Charts up, we love it. Backpack, we done it. GM, good morning, we run it. Sunrise hits like a highlight reel. Coffee poured, yeah, this grind feel real. Wallet looking healthy like a post-gym meal. Crypto fam locked in, no off-day deals. Throwing shade, now we throw confetti. Market bounce back, hands strong, we steady. Dreams too big, so the doubts feel petty. Bull mode hitting, hope you're ready. We ain't stressing, we pressing, blessing the session. Turn every rejection to fuel for progression. Charts look clean, yeah, the vibe is a weapon. We build every day, this is compounding lessons. GM, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Another day up, yeah, we glow. Hands to the sky like let's get paid. Chase big goals, not just upgrades. GM bull energy all day. Smile up, we're built this way. No fear, just flips and vibes. Turning old dreams into real life strides. Hard days hit, we don't divide. Team eats together when the market rides. Tap in early, that sunrise hustle. Bear tried to break us, couldn't touch muscle. Stack small wins, that's compound muscle. Every new block, another flex, no struggle. Climb fast, no breaks, no doubt. Big cheers when the green breaks out. Crypto fam in the chat, full shout. We don't clock in, we break out. Oh! 3 a.m. we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Every candle's just fuel, let's blow. We don't watch life, we make waves. Another sunrise, another brave day. GM fam, let's go be great. Good morning, crypto, press play. Wake up, smile.